Shares of the retailer Lands' End rising after the apparel company reported a big beat in third quarter gross margin that helped to drive an adjusted EBITDA that was above the consensus estimate. And right now, the share is on pace for one of their best days since the summer. Let's get right to it with Andrew McLean. He's the CEO of Lands' End, joining us right now to talk about his results as well as the holiday shopping season. And Andrew, let's start off with those results here. We should point out still some softness when it comes to revenue growth or the lack thereof. Still some softness when it comes to the loss per share. But investors are really focused on that margin expansion and what actually drove it. What drove it?
We made a decision to look at our customer differently. We had been leaning into demographics. We really changed over to psychographics, and we found there were a couple of customer segments that really, really appreciated Land's End. And so we started to gear our product and our whole hierarchy of the brand around them. So we created ourselves as a solutions company, which wasn't that hard because we are a solutions company. We'll do anything to make you feel better about the dressing experience, from tummy flattening technology to swimsuits for mastectomy. People have had mastectomies, and it's been amazing to really be able to connect with the customer and give them more than just fashion. And that's been incredibly powerful for us. And the customers come on a journey with us this year, 3 quarters now of margin expansion.
Well, I am curious just in terms of the general trends that you're seeing with customers coming into your stores or into the website here. Do you see that the same sort of seasonality that other retailers see with the pickup that we kind of get in November and December for the holiday season? Or are you sort of more evened out over the course of the year?
94% of what we do is done with a click from our customer perspective. So we actually start holiday early. We do have a holiday peak. It's not as pronounced as some retailers, but we certainly see a peak that begins in early October and actually finishes by mid-December with last shipping dates. And it really peaked around an incredibly strong Black Friday and Cyber Monday for us.
You know, you talk about Lands' End being a solutions company. What's the solution to reducing returns? If most people are done with their holiday shopping by mid-December, I assume you're gearing up for a flurry of returns in early January when people send back gifts that don't quite fit them or don't work for them.
Sometimes people look at our website and they get a little bit, that's too wordy and there's too much on there. But if you actually look on the product pages, we put a lot of data about fit, and we actually have a true size component. And that's been really great at helping to reduce the return tsunami that's been out there. And in addition to that, we're piloting technology. We talked about it on the call this morning with a company called Sizer that can take a picture of you for a second and really get your fit right at 90% plus accuracy. And I think it's these technologies that are really going to make a difference. And we'll always take our returns from our customers. We trade them back into the right fit. But there's a lot that goes on in that space. And some of it's very, very sort of old world in terms of just the words all the way through to the new technology. But you're right. It's a big deal in our sector.
So I also wanted to ask you, you mentioned technology. AI is part of that whole sizing technology that you're bringing to bear here. But what about the new technology in healthcare, which is weight loss drugs? I'm wondering if you have seen any kind of impact or you anticipate any kind of impact in terms of people needing to buy brand new wardrobes as a result of losing significant amounts of weight.
That's a great question and something I've been waiting to see all year. I haven't seen any evidence of it yet. Sizing curves had actually got larger through the pandemic, and they've stabilized at the moment. So we've not seen those start to fall. But part of me thinks that there's going to be a little bit of comp embedded in our industry over the next year or two as those weight loss drugs start to bite, and we'll see people changing their wardrobes out. One of the things you do get from Land's End, and one of our solutions is we can sell you product that will accommodate you through at least 2 inches, if not more, change in your waist size, and already has tummy flattening technology in it. So we don't even think you need to get to the weight loss drugs. And if you do, our product will still fit.
All right, Andrew, I am curious give me the growth story here, a longer term. I mean, obviously, Land's End has been through a few iterations over the last few years. I know the retail footprint isn't quite, I guess, what it used to be when I was younger. You still have a sizable presence there. Is there an expansion plan either through brick and mortar or through other means?
It's interesting. Rather than bricks and mortar, our physical manifestation of the brand, and it is important, is catalog. That was our heritage. It was a channel, but now it's a marketing vehicle that really supports, and underpins our digitally native footprint. And that's what we're going to continue to lean into. Our energy is in what are those journeys of the customer from that physical manifestation, digital manifestation, and we're going to go with that. I find stores to be really expensive way to gather customers, and I look at a lot of the pure plays over the last few years that spent lots of money trying to get customers from stores, and you're committing a lot of inventory. There's a lot of build out costs, and I think we can do a great job with our existing customer base, and then using the catalog both for existing customers and to prospect with as a vehicle to drive the brand forward. I'm not saying never to stores, but right now we think we got a pretty good running road ahead of us with what we have in hand.
All right, Andrew, great to talk to you. Andrew McLean there, the CEO over at Lands' End.